Okay, I have her done, I think. There's a 2.2K down there buried. I wanted to actually get that out of there, but it was buried, so I left it. I could actually get it out of there. That's new old stock from, say, the early 2000s, 90s, or 80s. So I had to put on this new 8.2K and a 5.6K to make them reach in here. So I got the 8.2 just kind of looped on this capacitor here instead of trying to get it down to pin 7 or 6 or whatever it was down there. That 3.3K just goes to ground, so I have a ground here. It loops around and it goes up into here, right here. And I have another ground that loops around and it comes around into something down here. I think it's right here. I think it might be into this. There it is, right there. That sloppy, ugly joint I made there. It goes in there. It was hard to get at, so. So I'll turn it on. I think this outside foil was supposed to be on this side. These I couldn't tell which was outside foil. This one I could tell. I marked it. So I'll plug it in here and see what happens. Here's my test board for the tremolo. And I was looking at this, I thought maybe that's the field effect transistor. That's something completely different. I remember putting those resistors together for something, but I think the field effect transistor is way down in here. Thought I just seen it. There it is. Pretty sure that's the whole unit, so I was experimenting with different resistor values and stuff, but I have to get back into this. I think that variable resistor is depth, I think. It takes like at least 2 9-volt batteries, which kind of sucks, but okay. So I'm hooked up to here, which is in between the 8.2K and the 5.6K, so that should be like $253, I think. Something like that. Okay, plug it in. Let's see what happens. She's in. Oh, I have the 12BH7 tube in here too. That's for square wave. I don't think just plug it in right now. There she went. So I have it on about 25. I'm getting 60 hertz. That means something's wrong. What could be wrong? I'll pull this off. We're drawing a lot of amps, I think. This light's lit up. Hold on, let me unplug it. Look at my square wave. Look at that. What happened now? The light's not lit. A little bit. Feel warm. Those all those wire wounds get warm. So I'm getting at 26 hertz. I think it says. It's blurry to me. It feels warm. This light is lit up. Glowing very slightly. Let me change the frequency. This is X1, X2, X3. Something's drawing current. I feel heat. Let me check. The 8.2K is hot, warm. This one isn't. The 8.2K is a little warm. Let me take the 12BH7 out of there. That's for the square wave. Let me pull that. That might be too much amperage drawn. Where's that one? It's over here. Is it this one? I think so. That's it. Maybe I better put the 12AT7 in. I'll plug it back in. I don't need that for sine wave. Okay, it's back in. The light bulb's lit up still. 2 point. Okay, let me pull a switch back. Kilohertz. (264 hertz). This is X1. Now what? It's lit up slightly. See these things. These things get hot though. That one's really hot. Woo! Must have a current, too much current draw here. I have to look things over better. See what's going down here. So back on, I can see a slight glow in the tube. The 8.2K resistor gets hot. I've never felt it before, so the 5.6K does not. And that's tied to this capacitor that goes to grid number 2. I'm getting a square wave. I took the 12BH7 out. put the 12 AT-7 back in. So this should be so here's X1. It should be about 25. Oops. Wrong way, I think. On 25 hertz. That's square wave. Potentiometer is pretty crappy. So I'll go, I have it hooked up right behind here. I'll go on the other half and so I don't know what could be excessive current draw here. That was my signal. It's like I ain't getting sine wave. The hell, it's got to. Unless if it's one of those 6CL. Wait a minute, what's this switch to? Oh. That was why. Say 13 hertz. Wait a minute. 26. Oops. .26 focus. Okay, this is X, the highest X. What? Oh, here's the highest X. X times 3, I think. I don't see a glow. This is back one. Okay, I'll go all the way down. This is X1. X2. X3. X4. X5. I got 5 of those? .25 volts? Something's wrong. Uh-oh. I see arcing in this potentiometer. Square wave one. I smell it now. Let me unplug this thing here. I don't get excited when I see sparks. Why would that be overloading there? It's not the AC. I have to put a jump across that. Let's check. Let's check the 8.2K. Now the 8.2K is fine. I'll have to make sure. This is on a tube socket, so that gets a little warm. And the positive on this goes to the 8.2K because it's grid number 2. The other side hooks up to the cathode. Everything's hooked up correctly. So that's that capacitor right here. So I replaced that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got 2, 4, 2, 4. Where's the other one? This is the one on the cathode to screen grid, or grid number 2. So I got 2, 4. So I have one absent. One I didn't do. That was arcing in there. So what's going? What's the deal there? That's the strength over here. This one. So there's too much current drain here going through this tube. It must be. It was this one arcing, the one with the switch. That's the square wave. So dotted line goes to the switch. Arcing. Well, that's a 400 ohm, hard to get potentiometer too. And the other one, I couldn't get no sine wave. Or no, I did after a bit. But this has an issue. What's over here? This stuff. I didn't do no work here. It must be, I don't know. I'll turn this back on and see how much current is, how much on the sine wave side, see how much voltage is there. This is January, it's coming on, January 19th, 2023, Orange at Beginner's Corner. That's not good. So we got a RMS voltage of 25. Something's with, let me see if the I went back to X. I am on X10. I'm on X10. Make sure that's on X10. Whoops. It's on X10. I think. Hell, it is. Now it is. So now it's on X10. I'm set to X10. And it's saying 2.68 volts. That's better. This is still lit up. So I'm going to flip it around and look at them 6CL6s and see if any of them are red plating, because that would have to be the current draw, I think. And this thing here, I readjusted it to, so I put it all the way up on the square wave. I'll flip this thing back on here. So I hooked up the square wave. What's that? Oh, that's my deal here. So I don't think they're red plated. And this one has a streak on it, the right one, but I don't think it's. Maybe it is red plate, and I don't think it is. I think that's reflection from the 6CB6. I see that vertical streak on the right. The front tube, this tube here is, you can see the blue glowing in it. That's the 6CB6. The one right behind it, I don't think it's red plate, and I think it's, maybe it is. I don't think it is, but it could be. To me, when I look at it, it looks like reflection Not that it's like it's not red plating. I know one way to find out, shut it off, but then it won't turn back on. Well, this is it. I gotta sign off on this because it's drawn excessive current. So I got the so this outer one is the 12AT7. The inner one is the 6AU8. I'd pull it out, but those suckers get hot. Looks like reflection to me. Here, I'll pull the 6CB6 out. See if it goes away. Might make it red plate. That oscillator. Ouch. See, it's gone. That's red. It was reflection from the 6CB6. I'll put it back in. If I can. It's hot. I can get her in. Okay. 6CB6 is back in. Okay, I'll flip it around again. Got square wave. We got 26 hertz. I'll spin the dial. Okay, I'm going to flip it back upside down here. So it's drawn more current than it did before. But that's through this capacitor. So the only thing that hooks up is this capacitor. I wonder if I should pop that capacitor out and retest it. So 47 at 200 volts, and it goes to here. It goes to my ground. This is ground on this side. These 5000 at 7 watts, they go to ground. I established a ground here with these black wires, and they go. The one goes to here,